The north face of Ben Nevis is vast, and there's just so much potential. You could spend years climbing most days on the Ben and you wouldn't even chip away at what there is to offer.
There's just so much there, so many routes, so much history, because it's one of the few places in the UK where we have that scale, and it can feel really alpine up there.
There's quite a lot to do in the run-up to the shoot, making a risk assessment at the moment because we're going to be in the mountains. There's a lot of things that could go wrong, especially somewhere like Ben Nevis in the winter. We're getting there. I've been an adventure filmmaker now for a few years, and this is my first ever winter climbing film. We're at the end of quite a lean season here in Scotland, but we've just had this one last blast of winter, and we've got enough budget and availability for just one day of filming on the mountain, which is really bold. So the shoot is in a few days. I'm heading up to have a look at some of the routes I've got in mind. They're all ice routes around grade 4, and I have a really strong vision of how I want this film to look.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how snowy do you think it's going to be on Sunday? This is the reality, isn't it? All these things need to align so perfectly. You know, low avalanche risk, good ice, low winds, like not too cold, not too warm.
Oh, my leg's gone like numb. Come on!
Having it all align feels pretty impossible. So I'm really hoping that Sunday we pull it off.
4 o'clock in the morning, it's -4 on the summit of the Ben, and that's staying all the way through till 11 o'clock when it's going to be -5.
I think that side will be a bit quieter because, like, Cascade, White Line and everything have seen so much action. And I don't know how they're looking at the moment.
Cascade fell down.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Probably just today or yesterday.
Oh, cool. Excellent. Yeah, good.
That's all.
Yeah.
Any morning, it's just 10 minutes. You've got 5 minutes of just being really angry, and then you've got 5 minutes of feeling really sorry for yourself, and then you're away.
Kat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how psyched are you?
I'm like a solid 8.
That is strong.
I'm a solid 8. Yeah, I was expecting to feel awful right now, but actually I feel great. You've got spare batteries.
I'm going to keep some in my chest pockets to stay warm.
Good shout.
The main considerations for going up is definitely weight, because there's camera kit plus rigging kit. So camera wise, yeah, need to be very light and fast and limited.
If it's cold and wet, then the fans will freeze. If it's in the bag, then it's not wet. The only downside is you have to know where all the buttons are because you can't see them.
Shooting on the Sony a7S III with the 24-25, which is my favourite lens because it's super versatile. And also, I've got so much stuff that I'm carrying, I really want to be as light as I can.
.4 degrees. It's raining.
Winters are not reliable anymore. Stuff comes in and out of condition so quickly, and it can make it hard to plan where you're going to head, what you're going to do. Like, nothing is a given. You could have walked right up to the base of your climb and have to turn around.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of go up and see how cold it actually is and how much is still around. Oh, sorry.
What are you thinking?
A little bit worrying.
The decisions that you make can completely decide whether you have a successful or not successful day. You kind of can't really have too much of a plan, I think. You need to be open for changing your mind.
Quite drippy. Oh, yeah, you can hear it. Yeah, okay, coming off of that. So we've gone for North Gully, just because it's a little bit of a easier grade, and it's, I guess, a bit less reliant on really good ice.
The harder stuff is all quite wet and lean. So
yeah,
this looks like a good option.
I feel like the crew at the top are just wandering around in the mist.
The weather's pretty bad, just in terms of filming, just bad claggy.
Like Belaying. Down from box number 4. Real straight now.
This is top of North Gully. I can see tracks where it's previously been climbed going through the corners there. That's super exciting if this mist keeps turning to break. And hopefully we'll get some big vistas.
If you could get some drone, that would be amazing.
So I'm just going to try and go above the cloud and see what I can get.
Amazing. Psyched. Over.
Thank you, have a good one.
How's the ice?
It's like definitely water flowing down the back of it.
How's the filming going?
I was like, I don't know if we're going to get the shots I want, but I think we're going to make a great film no matter what.
I think no matter the conditions and the change of plans, the values behind the film remain the same. It is about joy and it is about connection.
You could ask them to stick as far this way as possible.
It was also really important for me that this film be women-led, to kind of lend a perspective that you don't really see as much in winter climbing films.
For me, a lot of representation previously in climbing media, it makes you feel like you either have to be fighting a cause to have a place as a female climber, or you have to be insanely good, and there's no in between. And it can be kind of lonely because there's just leopards.
Yeah, throw the heel hook.
I think the representation has to come down to what we're trying to do today, which is showing normal people that are just out loving it. That's the kind of stuff that I want to see more of.
Yeah.
Now what?
weirdest top out ever.
So how did you feel the day went?
I think I'm going to have to go back to this edit, and instead of looking at my plan and going, okay, this shot goes here, this shot goes here, it kind of almost aligns with winter climbing. I'm just going to have to be really creative, and that's okay.